Man, that looked good. Oh, what's up, guys? Yeah, guys, so I've been gone for a little bit. To be honest, I haven't really thought of any, content I'm really comfortable with. So, but I think I've made a decision. So, this is gonna be episode 1 of Mr. NFL Talks. So, let's start. And today we are starting off this series with discussing why the Carolina Panthers are so gosh dang bad. See this hat right here? See this hat? This is a symbol of fandom. We have to go through years and anything that has shown that we are good. Nothing. We've got back-to-back 5-win seasons since when? Man, it is a struggle to be a Panthers fan right now. But on a serious note, there are some reasons why the Panthers are so bad. So, let's talk about them. So, start off, obvious one, the quarterback position. Now, Panthers fans won't straight up admit it, which includes myself, but Cam Newton was just not the answer. He did not look good in the games that he played. It was a nice feel-good story for a few games to have him back on the team, but he just wasn't good. It was kind of what we saw in New England last year. And Sam Darnold, that trade was a disaster. Even a second-round pick has been a steal for them. It's been a steal for the Jets in a trade. But that and PJ Walker, he shows signs of stardom, but he is just not the answer either. What I would say would be a main goal for the Panthers is either draft a quarterback, because you have to figure the Jaguars pick number 1. They don't need a quarterback. The Lions, probably not. Probably going to take one of the edge rushers the Jags do not take. The Jets are also ahead of them. They're probably not going to take a quarterback since they literally just drafted Zach Wilson. The Giants, I don't think so. The Giants have already committed to having Daniel Jones on their team, so I don't think that they're going to draft a QB. The Texans aren't going to draft one. Might draft one. They may draft one. It depends on the capital they use on Deshaun Watson, which is another target the Panthers might want to get for QB. Deshaun Watson he's shown interest in Carolina, and I think there's a really good chance that he might come to Carolina, because think about it, the Dolphins are the main competitor to the Panthers, and now he's not there, and now Brian Flores got fired by the Dolphins, so now the Dolphins are not interested in trading for him. The Giants is also another option for Deshaun Watson, but they've already committed to Daniel Jones, and I don't know. They do have the resources, so that's a big one. I expect either the Giants or the Panthers to make a move for Deshaun Watson this offseason. If you're wondering about should the Panthers go after Aaron Rodgers, he has not showed any interest, and I don't think he would want to be on a team cannot help him out, And that is the Panthers, which leads me to my second reason, which is the coaching staff. So, obviously, the Panthers fired their head coach, their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, during the season. It was towards the midway point of the season, 2 games after Cam Newton had started playing for the team. But even with Joe Brady gone, the Panthers' offense was still atrocious. It was even worse when Brady left. And Matt Rule is just not helping it out. It seems every single game he is taking a timeout in the first quarter. There was one game where he took every single timeout in the first quarter. It was ridiculous. It's almost a miracle when the Panthers don't. One thing I'll share with you, You may not know this, but the Panthers held their opponents during the regular season last year on opening drives. They scored 0 points. 0. That's how good they were until they would collapse. Matt Rule is just not a good coach. I think you guys know that. His offense was terrible, his defense is mediocre, and all the fan base has turned on him. It's just not a good place for him. And to be honest with you, bro, he needs to go back to college. It would make my day. Like, the Panthers are better off hiring Brian Flores in firing Matt Rule after. It's ridiculous. Alright, so my third reason now is a pretty obvious one also. If you watch the games this year, you also realize that the Panthers did not have a good O-line. It's not very often you can say stuff like that, since if you remember the prime Cam Newton days, they had an excellent O-line. But now, it is just awful. Cam Irving is one of the worst left tackles in the entire league, and I doubt that the Panthers are going to be starting him 17 games again for another season. The only two offensive linemen that I would really consider keeping around for the Panthers is Matt Paradise and Taylor Moton. It's honestly ridiculous. No one else on this team, besides that is an O-lineman, deserves to block. Greg Olsen probably could be blocking better than these guys. That's a big priority in the offseason going ahead for the Panthers. Address the O-line. If you're going to have a new quarterback, you need to protect him. Deshaun Watson had a horrible line in Houston. If you want to bring him in, you have to support him. That would push you way ahead of the Giants. And Deshaun Watson, if they see that you have a good O-line, guess what? He's probably going to want to get traded to your team. Okay, the last one I have here, it's not really a huge one. Okay, maybe it is, but you get the point. But the last one, this is because the fans don't really care anymore. If you look at Panthers games, they're becoming a lot like the Chargers and Rams, where opposing fans are filling up the stadium, and you're seeing a lot more of the opposing colors than the light blue and black. It's just ridiculous. Cam Newton, during the season, he bought a bunch of Panthers tickets and gave them to Panthers fans because he wanted to reclaim the stadium. That's when you know how bad it is. Even the players know it. And it's just not a good look. This organization is going to fall apart, and I am going to go cry about it. Thanks for watching.